cage. They run out of control. They bite, they devour, they do everything except be normal. And that's what has happened. Whether it be with the police officers, not all of them, whether it be with the TSA agents, they have become uncontrollable. Listen, they are literally fulfilling the desires of their lustly flesh to grope and to control and enslave and to break the dignity of people day after day after day. But I've got to digress and read on. I got to digress and read on. And here we go. And here we go. It just seemed, this is what she says, it seemed to me very sad they were lifting him up on each side to move him. I guess to look under his torso to see if there was anything. They actually took something out of his luggage, and I believe they took it from him. I don't know what it was. It looked like a wooden aircraft of some sort, and it looked like they were taking it from him. He had a smile on his face, but she says he probably had a traumatic brain injury. The radio host added she thought about taking a photo. Listen to this. She thought about taking a photo, and yes, we will watch that, absolutely. Yes, we will watch that, absolutely. She said, I thought about, listen to this. This is the most frightening part. This is the most frightening part of this article to me. Laura Ingraham, radio talk show host, says she thought about taking a photo of what they were doing to the veteran, you know, the amputee. But here's what she said. She said, I was afraid they were going to arrest me at that point. Or you got to be kidding me. You got to be kidding me. They're going to arrest her. She feared. Listen to me. This is the mentality of most people today in America. She was afraid she was going to be arrested if she took a photo of the incident. She was afraid some TSA thug was going to come take the camera and arrest her. And she's supposed to be a talk show host. She's supposed to be a press individual, a journalist. Oh, man, come on. Come on. See, now she's finding out that the very things that she praised is coming back to bite her, and she's beginning to see the reality of it. I got to move on. Ingram said the treatment of the veteran underscored the fact that airport security should be tailored to deal with different people in different ways. Well, wait a minute. Are you kidding me? So in other words, she's still not admitting that they're groping rapist thugs, okay? The TSA, that's what I'm talking about, TSA. She's not admitting that. She says it should be tailored. So in other words, listen to this. In other words, what ought to happen is everybody but the veterans and the journalists, they ought to be raped and pillaged, you see. That's the way I'm taking it. If I'm wrong, she's got every opportunity to call to this show or send me an email and let me know what she didn't mean what she said. But she goes on and she says that, listen, something seems to be wrong here, Ingram continued. These men should get red carpet treatment at TSA. To me, it seems like that shouldn't be something we see. Well, I will agree with that. I will agree with that 100%, that they should get decent treatment. But also, I'll run something by you today. So should a 4-year-old girl that's being groped, a 13-year-old girl, a 25-year-old woman, a 40-year-old woman, an 80-year-old granny, a 2-year-old boy, a 4-year-old boy, a 6-year-old boy, a 12-year-old boy, a 24-year-old boy, a 48-year-old man, and an 80-year-old man. Don't put your stinking hands on us. That's the fact of the business. That's the fact of the business. You must understand that here's the thing. Here's the thing. It is far from over with the police. It is far from over with the TSA. It is far from over with the DHS. It is far from over with everything that we're facing and about to face. I've got to tell you right now. I've got to tell you that not only that, but now we have another one in Florida, Tampa, Florida. In Tampa, Florida, 24-year-old guy, and by the way, the Melanie Michael that wrote this story, she says the attack is almost too painful to watch. She ought to see the guy in California. She ought to watch that video. But she said this beating is brutal and swift. It happens in a matter of seconds, and I've already watched the video. It happens in a matter of seconds. It's brutal and swift. Young man struggling on the ground as an American soldier beaten at the hands of 4 unidentified men. 3 blacks, 1 Latino. I figured I'd put that in there, okay? That's what happened. Was beating a white guy, okay? Here we go again. 24-year-old is beaten so severely he can't even stand up. When an agonizing attack is finished, the men run away. The victim has been in Tampa less than a month. The beating was caught on nearby surveillance video in a South Tampa neighborhood around 3 a.m. Sunday morning. Let me say this, too. Let me say this. I'm thankful for the technology we have today. And I am thankful that every now and again it's being used for honorable causes, just like the people that had the surveillance cameras on their home. It caught and captured what happened to the guy. Just like the surveillance camera caught in California and captured the brutal murder of Kelly Thomas. I think that it would be wise if we have the opportunity. A good weapon you can have would be your camcorder. This is nothing new that I'm saying. I'm just reiterating. Have your camcorder with you if you can. You never know what you're going to see this day and time, do you? You never know what you're going to see this day and time. You never know. But it goes on, and it says the attack happened just a few feet away from exclusive West Shore Yacht Club. The manager of Green Oaks Apartments, where the young man lives, was sickened by what he saw. He said, I was horrified, said Pat Chelmley. I couldn't believe how bad it looked. The 24-year-old is stationed at MacDill Air Force Base and arrived there from Georgia. Sources say only with the belongings in his car. So they took about everything he had. They took his billfold, they took his cell phone, and I'm going to tell you what else they took. They took his dignity away from him, and they probably, unless he gets right with the Creator, they have probably traumatized this guy for life. But anyway. It goes on and it says, Chelmley and her friends are working to get some furniture for the soldier since he doesn't even have a bed, they say. Now, if you watch the surveillance video, just seconds before the attack, 3 men are seen walking ahead of the soldier. Then one turns and walks back and just slams him. Just slams him. You know? Just slams him. And just knocks him down. Then they go to beating him and kicking him. And here we go. Then it says, Tampa Lieutenant Mary O'Connor told 10 News is shocking. We need to find out who these individuals are. The young soldier was beaten and kicked, punched. Left in the street, his wallet and phone were stolen. He eventually made his way to a nearby home on an Iowa street, begging a woman to call 911. The woman who placed the emergency call declined to comment. See, she don't want to be in this. She don't want to be in it. Chelmley says that she and her friends have tried to be somewhat of a mother to the young man. She said he'll ask advice from you, give advice. They're hoping to help him when he finally gets home for good. I'm going to give him a big hug. He's a young kid. Well, well, well. As I want to take my time right now because I deem it to be important, I had to focus on my news stories, but I want to get to what RMD's got going on here. RMD has got something. I got to go way back to get it here. Okay. RMD says at 16:45, more than 150 people showed up in front of lawn of Flint City Hall in support of Pastor Reginald Flynn. It's against the emergency financial manager takeover in Flint. Just 2 weeks ago, he held his own one-man protest inside City Hall. Gosh, dog it, I ain't got but a minute. Hey, if you can hear me, RMD, you probably got 2 minutes. RMD, you got 2 minutes. Call right now, 347-945-6751. RMD, call right now. You got 2 minutes. I try to get stuff in if I can, you know what I mean, of importance. So, RMD, you got 2 minutes. Waiting on your call, buddy. Anyway, it never ends. It never ends. It's always something. Always something. Always something. don't forget about the cameras that are going to be in the street lights and everything. They'll be talking to you and all that good stuff. They'll be they'll be telling you what to do and what not to do, taking photos of you and stuff like that. So in other words, you'll have the cameras in the street lights when you're walking down the street, and it'll be talking to you, telling you not to pick your nose, telling you not to scratch your rear end, and be telling you not to do anything but what they tell you to do. And so then, if they want a picture of you, they just take a picture of you. So there has to be somebody there that's operating and watching those things from a central location. So here we have more perverts. Here we have more perverts and what I call digital rapists that just can simply hey, I like the way she looks. Let me just give a photo of her and say something to her. Like the way, let's bring her in for questioning. Get her in the bunkhouse over there and let's bring her in for questioning. She needs to be questioned. Let's go ahead and strip search her while we edit, because the U.S. Supreme Court has said that that's okay. We can go ahead and strip search them now, so let's have a party with her. Then we'll beat her half to death, dare her to say a word about anything, and then, by the way, we'll erase the video from the street light that ever showed that we took a picture of her, so we got it made in the shade. Oh, this is so frustrating, people. I'm getting to the point that we absolutely have passed. We've passed what's called tyranny. It's gone beyond tyranny. I mean, but I must say this. That if you read Matthew 24, he said, "Tribulation such as never been since the world began, never shall be again, unless he shortens the days, no flesh shall be saved." So that just lets me know that we're just in the beginning stages. Although it's past tyranny as a definition, we're in the beginning stages of what's going to be hell on earth. Now again, I say, how you react and what you do in any and every given situation you find yourself in is up to you. But in my final closing thoughts to you for this news segment today, I would say that, again, and I keep beating this like a dead horse, but I can't help it. Make it right with your Creator. See what is lawful and what ain't lawful in His eyes that you can do. Lest you become another dead person on a video on YouTube, and there's nothing done about it except the people sit there and look at it and become astonished. Kind of like they sat in the courtroom with Kelly Thomas's the hearing with the two animalistic beast thugs, demon-possessed thugs the other day. The people began to gasp as the video played, outburst in the courtroom. Oh, the people in the courtroom knew that it was brutality and murder and thuggery. The judge says, control yourself, or I'm going to stop or clear the courtroom. He expects these people to not have any emotions about what took place, I guess. I guess the judge said, no, control yourself. This is an everyday thing. That must be the thoughts of the judge. I hope it's not. But control yourself. What do you think? I mean, any normal human being sitting there watching the beating of that guy, I mean, smoke's got to be coming out of their ears. They got to be frustrated. They got to be aggravated. I got to ask you a final note. You don't have to answer the question to me. Just answer it to yourself sometime today. Or maybe you need to think about it a day or two or three. What if Kelly Thomas might be Mr. Bob? What if Kelly Thomas was RMD? What if Kelly Thomas was Wires Works? What if Kelly Thomas was C.S. Rivers? What if Kelly Thomas was Lost No More? What if Kelly Thomas was Guest 3605? What would you think about it then? See, that's the way I think.